Morning, Lonnie. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. We're both the third, so that's interesting.
It really is, isn't it? That means you're carrying a long legacy.
You got that right, man. As the United States approaches a historical milestone like me and Lonnie, July 4th, the Smithsonian is helping the nation reflect on its past and imagine its future by bringing America's stories to life through history, culture, science, and shared experience. Today, I have the Smithsonian America's 215th programming person, Smithsonian Secretary Lonnie G. Bunch III. Good morning, Lonnie. How are you?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tell us a little bit about the unparalleled collections in the nation's capital at the Smithsonian.
The Smithsonian is America's collective memory. The Smithsonian has materials that tell us about all aspects of American life, our science, understanding the universe, understanding how our culture is shaped, but also our history. And so for us, the 250th is an opportunity to sort of allow people to understand that America is both a place, but also a set of ideals. And those ideals stem from the Declaration of Independence, for example, but they challenge us to be in pursuit of fairness, of liberty, of happiness, of hope. And so what we do is we craft exhibitions that are here in Washington that people can see, everything from, the plane the Wright brothers flew to the desk Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence on, to an amazing slave cabin. And also what we're making sure is that if you can't get to Washington, we're having festivals that are going around the country. We have online digital work that people can explore, and they can work with many of the affiliate museums we have. So, in essence, what our goal is simple. We want America to sort of use the past as a moment to look at our collective memory, but to use that past to help us find a common ground, to help us find understanding, ultimately to recognize that America is so shaped by its history that history is about today and tomorrow, not just about yesterday.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the traveling exhibitions that are happening.
Well, part of what we're doing is we're doing a series of festivals around the country that allow people to sort of partner and bring the regional culture together. We're also crafting exhibitions that are working through our affiliate museums that allow people to sort of come to their particular community and see aspects of this history. We're also really proud of the fact that so much of this is now going to be available digitally. We have something called My Smithsonian, where you can really draw from and tap into all the sort of many of the treasures of the Smithsonian without coming to Washington. So, in essence, our goal is to serve the American public, to be a reservoir that you can dip into for clarity, for understanding, for history, and maybe a little bit of hope.
Now, let's talk about the major exhibition that you co-curated, the centerpiece of cinema, I can't even talk, Smithsonian's 250 programming, American Aspirations. Talk about that a little bit.
But one of the things they did is every now and then they let me be a historian again. And so I was able to basically work with some of my colleagues and craft an exhibition that says, let us understand that the foundation of America in some ways are the words of Jefferson, and that those words challenge us to be in pursuit of liberty, of freedom, of fairness. And so what we did is I wanted an intimate experience where there's just a limited number of objects that you can have an intimate experience with. You can walk in and suddenly you will see the desk that Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. And you'll be able to sort of contemplate how he did that and what does that tell us about his humanity, but also how those words were used by people to expand notions of freedom, of liberty, of challenge the nation. So you'll see, amazing artifacts like basically the maquette of the Statue of Liberty that we all know is used to encourage immigration. But also, people don't realize that the Statue of Liberty was given to us because America ended slavery, and that the Statue of Liberty is standing on broken chains. So the goal of the Smithsonian is to give you what you know, but add complexity and other layers to it. And so ultimately, you'll walk through this exhibition and you'll really see things like Amelia Earhart's flight suit, the famous pilot who flew solo across the Atlantic. So in essence, this is an opportunity to get together, to see some objects, to understand a little bit about what this tells us about America. And then ultimately, the goal here is to challenge you to continue to build your education, to go to other museums, to look at what is being done on previous. The goal here is to help people understand that history is not just nostalgia, it's not just yesterday, it shapes us who we are this very day.
Now, just talk a little bit about you're the founding director of the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, for 11 years of my life, we worked every day to build a museum that would, on the one hand, be an insider story, understanding the richness and complexity of the African American experience. But on the other hand, it was framed in a way to say, this is not the story of just a community. While it's a people's journey, it's a nation story. And that ultimately, the goal here is the millions of people who go into that museum will grapple with challenging things like slavery or segregation, but they'll also find the joy. You'll tap your toe to Louis Armstrong or Duke Ellington or somebody from hip hop world. I have no idea who it would be, but you'll tap your toe. And the reality is that it's part of this universe that's the Smithsonian, that there are 21 museums that help you understand science, art, history, culture. That's the joy of the Smithsonian. It's the biggest reservoir to understand who we are and who we can become.
I've been speaking with Smithsonian Secretary Lonnie G. Bunch, talking about the programming for the 250th anniversary nationwide programming the Smithsonian is doing to honor America. And I'm going to teach Lonnie about some of the hip hop history in our country. Lonnie, thank you so much for joining us today.
All right, man. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right.